Well, you guys, this should come as no surprise because Jasleen is at it again. She's back to embarrassing her husband, but this time she is being straight up evil. I don't really know how else to describe it. As we know, Jasleen is the gift that keeps on giving, and at first I was really embarrassed for Akash. I wanted her to stop, but at this point, why does it even matter anymore? She's already taken everything from him, his career, his dignity, and now his friendship, so why stop now? But first, before we get into today's story, I want to bring your attention to this interview that Akash did on Hot 97. In this interview, he is throwing shade to different channels who have been talking about him and his bum-ass wife, saying there are now style pages dedicated to trashing them, and I suppose he could be talking about somebody else, but this is oddly specific. Truly, how many people do you know had style pages and are now doing commentary videos? I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's a ton of people who are doing commentary videos who used to have style pages, and I just don't know about them. And I don't want to sound delusional or full of myself, but I kind of feel like I got a little bit under Jasleen's skin, and she may have complained about me to her husband. It just seems like something she would do. Am I wrong? Because I know for a fact that Jasleen has seen my TikTok, okay? And back when I used to have a 9 to 5, I used to post little outfit videos on there just for fun. They were nothing crazy, nothing to brag about, but I had fun doing them. And eventually I started posting other outfits and workout outfits and whatever. Now, I did still have these videos up on my TikTok when I started making videos about Jasleen and Akash. And even though she tries to act so unbothered and that, I'm just a hater and that I don't get under her skin, this clip would say otherwise.
Like, there's people who have criticized me or my wife who have like style pages, and all of a sudden they're doing political commentary, and it's like, well, how did you get here? Yeah. Because your other sucked.
Well, you're right about one thing, Akash. My last shit did suck. Anyways, looking back on this podcast that Akash did on Hot 97, I rewatched it and he is still talking about being on Flagrant, which I find very odd because he knew at this point that he wasn't going to be going back to the Flagrant podcast, yet he was still talking as though he was going to be going back. And this is what I'm saying. This guy has absolutely no balls. He has no balls when it comes to standing up for himself. He has no balls when it comes to his wife. He has no balls when it comes to his friendships. He has no balls when it comes to business, because instead of showing up to the Flagrant podcast and breaking the news to his supporters, the people who have been paying his bills for the last however many years, who have been paying for his wife's shoe and bag collection, her shopping addiction, instead of having the respect and showing up to the podcast to say your goodbyes and thank your fans, no, instead, he doesn't show his face. He sends Andrew out there by himself to explain to the fans on his own why Akash was not going to be coming back to the podcast. Why? Why couldn't Akash join him? Why couldn't Akash go for his final day and say goodbye to the fans? Why? Well, because Akash has low testosterone and no balls.
Our boy Akash, he really went through it earlier this year, showed amazing resilience.
Resilience? Is that what you want to call it? Resilience?
Mm-hmm. And, selling out Radio City recently, setting records in Toronto, just crushing stand-up around the globe, and literally just like living the dreams that he would tell me about at 2 a.m. when we're eating fucking egg sandwiches at Veselka. So it's been amazing to see, but the experience has put things in perspective for him. And he has made the decision to focus all of his energy on stand-up. He is going to be stepping away from the pod. It is bittersweet. We wish that he did not want to do that. But at the same time, it's very hard not to root for your friend, literally living his dreams. And if he feels he's got to give everything to that, then that's exactly what he's got to do. And we're going to rock with him. We hope you guys continue to rock with him. Go check out the show. We saw the show Radio City. It's phenomenal. You guys should absolutely go check it out. AkashSing.com for tickets. So we just wanted to, clear the air. Akash hasn't been on the pod for a while. We thought it was time that we, talk to you guys about it.
So that was the clip. That was the clip where Andrew explained to the fans that Akash was leaving the podcast. Now, I didn't find absolutely anything wrong with what Andrew said. I actually sat here for a few minutes rewatching it, trying to find something that he said that was wrong, and I was struggling to find anything that I would change about that statement. And you might be wondering, why would there be anything wrong with what he said? Why is that even a question? Well, because Jasleen's bitch-ass friend, you guys remember this fucking lame, the interviewer who spent the entire conversation situation, glazing the living shit out of Jasleen, while she insulted and trashed her husband's own fans, claiming they were all racist and right-wing, even though those very fans are the reason she's living such an incredibly privileged lifestyle. They're the ones funding the platform that allows her to shop every single goddamn day. But I mean, Jasleen has the self-awareness of a goldfish, so I don't even know why any of this shit's surprising anymore.
I remember her saying, though, in Paris, she was like, my biggest fear is getting canceled. And I remember telling her, I was like, I just want to let you know, like, I know the periphery of Akaash's fan base, which is, I will say, more of the podcast fan base. And I know a lot of people during like our controversy were saying like, oh, it's because of his fans. It's because of his fans. Like his comedy fans are not like that. It's more the podcast fan base that I don't think really resonate with him, because a lot of them are like really racist and right wing. I think like those of them are more like that. But yeah, anyways, I said like those peripheral fans, like they might come at us just because we're brown girls being opinionated and they don't like opinionated women.
Yeah. Right. Just because you're raunchy and trashy and disgusting doesn't mean you're opinionated. Those two things are not the same. But anyways, so this Indian guy, was talking about Andrew on his podcast and saying that he had a problem with the way Andrew delivered this information, with the way he explained to the fans that, Akash wasn't going to be coming back. Well, then, you know what? Then fucking Akash should have gotten his pussy little ass out there himself and delivered the information himself. How about that? Because when you're too pussy and ungrateful and can't even come on your own podcast to say goodbye to your fans and make your co-host do it, then you can't really complain about what is said, can you? Anyways, this whole clip pisses me off so much, and I'm going to show it to you in just a second, but I am assuming that since this guy is like, all buddy with Jasleen, we saw on the podcast where he was waist deep up her asshole, I'm assuming that they share the same feelings about this whole situation.
Andrew and Flagrant made a statement saying that Akash is no longer a part of Flagrant podcast. And I had a problem with their statement.
Oh no, did you? No, why?
You got to address the elephant in the room, no pun intended. As I'm sure you guys are aware, our boy Akash, he really went through it earlier this year, showed amazing resilience. He's made the decision to focus all of his energy on stand-up.
My issue with Andrew's statement is this. I just don't like adding the context of he's been through a lot.
What do you mean? He's been through more than a lot. Can you imagine what he had to go through this year with his wife being Jasleen? A woman who literally ruined your life, ruined your name, ruined your career, ruined your reputation, ruined your friendships, and still refuses to stop? You don't think that's going through a lot? In fact, him saying Akash went through a lot is putting it mildly. You don't have a problem with anything Jasleen said, but you have a problem with Andrew's statement. Okay. All right. Makes sense.
Because to me, the way that I interpreted that, if I didn't know nothing about nothing and I wasn't familiar with the situation, I would think he's saying, yo, the internet shit was too much for Akash and he walked away.
It was. What do you mean? Why do you think he didn't even show his face the last day to say goodbye to his fans? Why was he too pussy to come in and say goodbye?
For me, when you're dealing with a delicate announcement like this, I think less is always more. The more you deliver to an audience, the more they can misinterpret and run with it and start spinning their own narrative. Obviously, everybody wants to stay PC, but they do little subtle jabs at people when they say their goodbyes. And I feel like, I'm not saying this is the case here, but I'm saying the more you put out there, the more people can interpret it as either something negative or passive aggressive.
Jabs? What about that was jabs? Are these guys okay? Did we watch the same video?
That's kind of how I read that.
Yeah.
Like, that's how because I...
Oh God, I just read his hat. You guys know how Jasleen always says that she's a strong, independent brown girl. She's an opinionated brown girl. I just read his hat. Brown creative. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Agree. I think that less is more, because as soon as you give anybody anything,
it's ammo.
Because here's the thing, based off of that statement, we got motherfuckers like academics and all the other internet heads that are like, Akash left because his wife made the internet hot. And again, some could argue that no matter what Andrew said, they were gonna run with this anyway, right?
Right.
And put two and two together.
Well, if that's the case, then why bother saying it at all?
Exactly.
No, exactly. Why the fuck didn't Akash come and say his goodbyes himself then, bitch? Why did he make Andrew do it for him? And then you motherfuckers are sitting there complaining about it. Then why didn't Akash do it himself then, huh? You should be complaining to him about how rude it was that he didn't go up there and say thank you and say goodbye to his fans who have been supporting him and supporting his fucking wife's shopping fund the last however many years. Okay, now that is fucking rude.
Here's the thing. Andrew is a master at the internet. You should know that.
So yeah, I mean, it's so pathetic that these people are complaining that Andrew didn't do a good enough job when Akash couldn't even be bothered to go up there and say his goodbyes on his own and explain the situation because he's too much of a pussy boy fuck. And if you needed any more evidence that things aren't exactly peachy behind the scenes, just look at Akash as of recent. As someone pointed out in the comment section, it looks like he's been stress eating. He recently appeared on a news station in Hawaii to promote his show, and people couldn't stop commenting on how puffy and exhausted he looked. Meanwhile, Jasleen, of course, seems to be thriving, posting bikini photos and soaking up all the attention. Whether the weight gain is stress related or not, Akash looks like he's been carrying the weight of everything that's been going on, pun intended, while Jasleen, of course, appears to be loving destroying every aspect of Akash's life. So anyway, shortly after this, Akash unfollowed Andrew on Instagram, which is just the most petty, childish shit ever. But it's also really sad because Akash and Andrew have been friends for over 20 something years before Jasleen was even in the picture. And you know how Akash and Jasleen love to pull at people's heartstrings and share their bullshit ass story about how they've been together through thick and thin when they were broke and they had no money and they were curling up with a North Face jacket, all this bullshit, right? Well, actually, Akash and Andrew were the original ride or dies. They were actually the ones who were together, who had been friends before when they were actually broke. And Andrew is the one who was there for him before anybody in the industry even wanted to give him a chance. Andrew befriended Akash and gave him opportunity on top of opportunity on top of opportunity. So many things in Akash's life that he has to be thankful for are because of Andrew. They came up together, so it's really sad to see their friendship deteriorate. So, I mean, come on. We're all using our common sense here, and we all know or are assuming that the reason Akash unfollowed Andrew is because of Jasleen, because she probably said something about it. She probably had a problem with it. She probably doesn't like Andrew anymore, and she was all up in Akash's ear, whispering, chatting shit about Andrew, and then Akash unfollowed him. Because then Jasleen also unfollowed a bunch of Akash's friends, and they also unfollowed DJ Academics.
Oh, chat. Chat, I feel hurt, man. I don't know. I hope this is a mistake. Yo, chat. So I'm watching one of my favorite podcasts. You know, everybody know I'm a Flagrant 2 junkie. I love my Flagrant 2. I told y'all, you know, I was very saddened. It was like my cat passed away. I don't have a cat, by the way. My man, Akash Singh, he is no longer with the show. And I'm perusing the Flagrant Reddit because, you know, usually I find some good information there. You know, I like to know the inner workings of the show. And I'm scrolling down. And I see this. It says Akash doesn't follow Andrew anymore. So I'm like, no, that can't be true. So I went to Instagram and I checked and I realized he actually doesn't follow Andrew anymore. But even worse, forget Andrew. Nigga, he ain't follow me no more. Yo, Akash, I apologize. I'm here to publicly apologize to Akash. Akash unfollowed me. So I hit Grand. I'm like, yo, Grand, did you see? Because Akash followed all of us. Akash followed me, Grand, everybody. Everybody got, the feds did a sweep. Akash is unfollowed us all. Me, Andrew, Gran. Gran hit me, was like, even the wife was following me. She unfollowed my ass too. I'm like, oh. I want to sincerely put out an apology. I don't know if maybe I've made some jokes. I'm not a comedian, but I try to, Akash, I love you. I do. People were discussing your situation. Trust me. All things given, I think everybody went a little light. We love you. Come be friends with us again, man. I don't know. Like, he disappeared from my favorite podcast. Now he doesn't follow me. I'm not going to unfollow you. I'm telling you now, Akash, I love you. I'm not going to unfollow you. And anything people ever said about you is because they love you. I know it might not seem that way, but we love you. Okay? And we're going to keep following you till. Yes, we love you. Okay? I want to send prayers to my man Akash. I know he's been through it this year, and it's probably not the best situations, but I don't think people commenting on him ever meant ill will towards him. But I do want to. I realize that we all got unfollowed. Yo, you don't even got to follow Andrew Schultz back. I think Schultz must have did something. But follow me back. Yo, Big Act. Yeah, everybody love Big Act. Come on. Let's get back on. Oh, man. Damn. It hurt my feelings for a little bit. It hurt my feelings. I don't know. I like Akash.
So yeah, he was upset about it because he's an adult. This is so childish. Adult men do not unfollow each other over petty ass bullshit, especially when it has to do with your wife. I mean, of course, you're going to protect your wife, but I'm saying, dude, nobody's going to listen to their wife when they say like, oh, unfollow him, because that shit's petty, dude. Grow up. So anyways, for most normal people, this is very sad. It's always very true. I don't know if you guys have ever lost a friend before or like really close with somebody and then you guys are no longer friends, but it's always really sad. I would say personally, it's almost like a breakup. It's like breaking up with somebody who you've been in a relationship with for a really long time. It's so sad. It hurts just as much as like any other heartbreak, especially when you have been friends with somebody for so long. But for somebody like Jasleen, who keeps her man on a leash and likes to bitch him around, she revels in this kind of stuff. She loves this. In fact, this gutter trash bitch has been laughing about it, posting Instagram stories and making fun of this whole situation. Just absolutely relishing in the fact that her husband lost his best friend of 20-something years. Just so wild. But she posted like a Q&A on her Instagram story and somebody asked her if Akash and Andrew were still friends, and she responded by posting this clip from the Obsession movie where the actress is saying like, no, like super dramatic, just saying no over and over again. Let's watch this clip really quick. I think it explains it.
To make matters worse, Jasleen took to social media to gloat about the split. When a fan directly asked her if Andrew and Akash were still on good terms, she posted a smug, condescending movie clip to confirm that the friendship is completely dead. She's out here playing the ultimate victim, claiming she was digitally violated just because media platforms covered the public statements she chose to make.
Oh yeah, and then she posted this other statement on her Instagram story that is so wild. I can't make any sense of it. Let me know what you guys think. So she said, I really try to remember that everything works out the way it's supposed to be. And she posted like that hand and like the evil eye emoji. Rejection is redirection. Of course, it's easier said than done when people were digitally essaying her. Of course, it's easier said than done when people were digitally essaying me and continue to do so. This crazy bitch, dude. What does that even mean? But that experience made me and my husband so much stronger, showed us who our real friends are, and made us see fame more clearly. I think sometimes the bad things that happen to you end up giving you perspective and blah, blah, blah. Who cares, right? What is she talking about? She's saying that Akash's friends are digitally essaying her by simply talking about the situation. Bitch, you put this shit on the internet. You were talking about popping your pussy. You were talking about hooking up with a roster of frat boys. You were talking about guys going down on you when you're on your period. What do you mean? Who was digitally essaying you? You were digitally popping your pussy. That's what you were doing. You were digitally popping that cooter, and now you want to blame everyone else for it. Guys, I just could not get over this. This was the craziest shit I've ever heard. This bitch is an even bigger weirdo than I originally thought. I had never heard this term before, so I had to ask ChatGPT what digital SA means, and this is what it says. It generally refers to things like sending unwanted illicit images, coercing someone into sharing intimate photos, threatening to share private messages, or online grooming. I'm sorry, isn't this the same bitch who was saying sexually explicit things directly to her friend's husband right in front of her, talking about wanting an orgy and how big his dick was and how his face card never declines? This woman was legit sexually harassing this man on her podcast, and now she's crying about being digitally SA'd. Are we being gaslit right now? This this is some wild shit. She says this whole thing helped her see fame more clearly. So pathetic, because even after this whole thing blew up, she was still on that Idiot Guys podcast saying that she wants to be famous. She wants to be a household name. And like, this is all helping her become famous, like become a famous wag that's known for shopping.
Honestly, my goals, like I love the tennis wags. Like I love Morgan Riddle, Paige Lorenz. I love a lot of the white girl creators because of their aesthetic and like the businesses they've built. So I love my brown girl community, but I don't want to be pigeonholed into just like South Asian girls. Like I want to be for all kinds of brown girls, and I want my content to reach the masses and just be a household name in that space and kind of be like the luxury brown comedy wag girl.
I did have to look up what a wag was. I guess it's like a wife or a girlfriend of usually athletes. So she just wants to be like a famous wife. Okay, that's what she wants to be known for, is being a famous wife and going shopping and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on bags. That's what she wants to be known for. She must have recently gotten an assistant because she's been making video after video talking nonstop about her assistant, and she never used to talk about this previously. This is like a new thing for her. Like every time she gets something new, she has to come onto TikTok and rub it in everyone's faces and brag about it. Like when she gets a new pair of shoes, of course she has to do a video about it. If she gets a new bag, she has to do an unboxing. So I think she recently got an assistant because she's been bringing it up in every single video.
My assistant Kiana helped us secure mangoes shipped from India.
We are cleaning through my closet and Kiana has some very strong opinions.
I just have to ask, why the fuck does this bitch need an assistant? You guys, she has bragged in multiple videos that she doesn't cook or clean because she doesn't like to. She doesn't work. She doesn't do jack shit.
I don't cook, I don't clean, and I don't do my husband's laundry.
Why does she need an assistant to buy her mangoes and clean out her closet? Oh, you know what? It's probably a hand job assistant because she said she likes to outsource hand jobs. I bet you that's what it is. So actually, never mind. That actually makes sense. That's practical. I take it back. I take it back, Jasleen. That makes sense now. Okay.
But how come you can have a joke about outsourcing hand jobs and blow jobs?
But aren't you cool with the hand jobs?
Yeah.
You're cool with him just getting a hand job massage?
Totally.
Are you
Yeah, I know.
Yes. I've said that it's less work for me.
I don't.
But yeah, as you can see, she's throwing shade to Akash's friends, saying, oh, we learned who our real friends are, insinuating that the friends Akash has been friends with for 20-something years are not his real friends. The ones who helped him come up before he even met you, the ones who literally gave him so many opportunities, those are not his real friends. So anyways, after all of this, people have been speculating as to what could have made Akash quit the podcast and unfollow Andrew. Jasleen. And many people are pointing to this clip of Andrew talking with Charlemagne on the Brilliant Idiots podcast as the moment that explains why Akash and Andrew's friendship began to deteriorate.
Why does your wife have a microphone in her face? Do not allow your wife to start a podcast, bro.
Yes.
Okay, there can be one entertainer in this family, and it shall be me. I'm the comedian. I'm out here on this road. I'm out here getting the money. Let me use some of this money to help you do some other things, yo. Because you don't need a microphone in your face because you going to around and ruin us. All right? Not just you, us.
But go watch the episode.
Yeah.
We had a great talk with Akash and Jasleen, and it was awesome, and it was very funny.
Because I don't want to have to explain, because that's my wife. I'm going to always have my wife's back.
Yes, as
You know
you
what I'm
should.
saying? But guess what?
And so much of this was bullshit, and then there are things
Tell
that
me
she
what was
said.
bullshit.
She was a virgin. She was never a whore.
So that video of her talking about sleeping with a bunch of men was not real?
She never said she slept with it. She said I was popping my frat parties, and she's a sheltered Indian girl who thought that meant dancing. And then the rest of us were like, what the do you really mean by that? So we had that conversation. But like all like her being a whore completely out of context. Like,
Well, didn't she talk about...
Say it. We discussed everything on the
Didn't
pod.
she talk about sucking cocks?
No.
She never said that? There was never a video about that?
She said that Akash's balls smell like a homeless person.
Not Steph Curry with the shot, boy.
They call her chicken curry.
God damn. Why would she say that?
That's a good point. So we had those conversations.
What the?
So watch the episode.
My brothers.
Clears up a lot of
My brothers.
And also she just acknowledges like, yo, that was stupid. Like I shouldn't be there. I can see why the audience thought it was this thing. Like there was a lot of
delete it.
Stuff.
Delete the podcast.
Delete ours?
No more influencing. No, I'm talking about her.
Oh, we're working on it.
No.
And I just have to say, if this truly is the reason for all of this, for Andrew and Akash no longer being friends, then that is extremely petty. I mean, I knew Akash was soft as baby shit, but I didn't think he was that soft. I mean, that's crazy because he didn't say anything disrespectful. In fact, I was actually annoyed because he kept on defending Jasleen, and I just had to realize that, Akash is one of his best friends, so of course he's going to defend Jasleen. But in my opinion, they went extremely soft on this whole situation. I don't know if Jasleen and Akash just expect them to not talk about the situation at all, which is crazy because at this time everyone in the world was talking about it, and they have a podcast. Come on, this is what they do. They talk about things going on and current events in a comedic way. So to expect them to not talk about it would be really insane. And what's crazier is that Andrew has literally had Akash's back throughout this whole thing. He even did that one flagrant episode with Jasleen trying to clean up her image. So I just don't understand why this would be Andrew's fault. He's literally done nothing but help them clean up this whole situation that literally Jasleen started. She created this entire mess. So maybe Akash should stop blaming his friends for his wife's public image and, I don't know, maybe look at the source of the problem instead. Hello? And please, for heaven's sake, find your fucking balls. I beg of thee. You have already allowed this woman to ruin your career, ruin your reputation, ruin your image, and now you're allowing her to ruin your friendships, your long-term friendships, because she has decided to post stupid ass shit on the internet. Put your goddamn foot down, please, before it's too late, before she divorces you, because we all know it's going to happen sooner or later. And when she does, you're literally going to have nothing left. You're not going to have any money because she's going to spend it all on bags and fucking shoes. You're not going to have your career because it's already tarnished. And you're not going to have any friends by your side because of her. She's ruined everything in her life. Put your foot down, dude. Find your balls and put your foot down. This is so pathetic to even see at this point. This is torture. People pity you, dude. People pity this guy. It is so pathetic. Him and his wife are literally the laughing stock of the internet, and still they don't see it. They think it's everyone else's fault. They want to blame everybody else. They even want to blame Akash's friends now, which is fucking insane. But dude, look at the source of the problem. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.